Today we are going to solve this question in the tally. Go through the question carefully. We'll work in the educational mode. Here you can see that a company has been opened already. First we have to shut down this company. So shortcut key is Alt plus F1. Next step is to create the company. Creating the company is the first step. Shortcut key is C. Press C. A screen like this will be opened. In the question it is given to create a company with your name and university roll number, your address, mobile number, etc. I am writing the company as ABC Ltd. Address Govindpuri, State Delhi. You can write any contact number, it's your wish. Email ID can be abcltd.com. The financial year is given correctly as in the question. The balance sheet shows that as on 31st March 2022. That means as on 1st April. This is the opening balance sheet. We have to create the closing balance sheet. Or the financial year is 2022-23. So let's start. Currency is rupees. Y, yes. First we'll start with the ledger. Mind you, group 5 accounts have to be prepared separately. Creditors account, debtors account, capital account, P&L account, and then stock account. Stock account is an inventory account that has to be prepared in the inventory information. Cash account and debtors account. These 5 accounts are to be maintained separately, and all the others accounts are to be maintained in one multiple ledgers. Stock account are to be maintained in the inventory information. So let's start. First accounting information A, then L ledger. First we'll start with single ledger. Create C, capital account. Under the head capital account, always come under the head. So the opening amount is 9 lakhs that we have prepared. Let's go to the cash account, and the P&L account are always in our tally. We just have to alter it. Like we have to just write the amount. For when we go to alter, press A. Then three accounts are already prepared: capital, cash, and profit and loss. Capital account we have prepared. Now cash and P&L are always there in the tally. You just have to alter it. Let's start with cash account. The amount is 50,000. P&L account, profit and loss account. The amount is 1 lakh. You just have to write the amount. Nothing else have to be changed. It is given primary because profit and loss account can have a debit or a credit balance. It can have a loss or profit. So it is nothing mentioned as much. So we can write as primary. It will always come under the primary. Let's make our other. Then we will go to multiple ledger. Press R for it. Multiple ledger, all items are to be entered into the multiple ledgers. Creditors account will be maintained separately. So let's start with salaries outstanding. Salaries are outstanding since it is given in the liability side, so it's a current liability for us. 50,000. Next is SBI bank account. SBI bank. It will come under the head bank accounts. The amount is 2,90,000. UCO bank. UCO bank. It will come under the bank account again. Debtors account we have to be maintained separately. Stock account have to be maintained separately. Cash in hand account we have already prepared. That is prepared. We have altered it. So the remaining is building account. Let's make the buildings account. Buildings. It will come under the head fixed assets. Since it is a fixed asset for us, the amount is 5 lakh. Let's now prepare the debtors account and creditors account. For creditors and debtors, we are under group will be the creditor group and the debtors group. Like it is given the list of the company's debtors and creditors. We have to fill this information in under the head debtors and creditors. So given creditors Ram and Jay. Ram and Jay are one of our two creditors. Let's start with Ram. 1,60,000. If you do not need this bill wise breakup, what you can do is go to F11, and from here maintain bill wise, write no here. Mind you, this is maintain bill wise, write no here, then all the features are correct. Then select creditors. Ram, amount is 1,60,000. There, 1,40,000. So these are our two creditors that have been. Let's go to again multiple ledger R to the sundry debtors. In debtors, we were given two names, Amita and Sumita. So for Amita, it is Amita 1 lakh. Sumita is 50,000. So these are two creditors that we have entered, except yes. Now for stock, we have to go press is or quit Q or this is the list of the stock items that we have to enter in the inventory information. This is what we have to enter. Let's go to inventory information, press I, shortcut key is I. In this we have to alter three items or stock groups, stock items, units of measure. Let's go to stock groups. See, stock groups are tea and coffee. It is given group tea and coffee only. Tea, primary. No. Coffee. Yes. Okay. Then we have to go to units of measure U. Pieces, since we measure tea and coffee as pieces, or it depends on your pieces. Okay. Stock items are I. in this question we have to include the GST as well. The GST has been given in this question. So what we will do is we will create single stock item. If GST is not given, you can always create the multiple stock items. And the multiple stock items, like all items, you can select whatever, like the here it is given Taj Mahal, like this. It's a T, so units and all this you can enter it. Okay, but here it is given as GST. First we will enable the GST here. For enabling GST, go to F11 features. Here it is given F11 accounting features. Let me show you. You have to do nothing. One change that we have made is maintain bill wise is no. We have already did. Go to inventory features. Here you have to yes to debit and credit note. Write yes here. Record. This will be used in our general entry. So our three changes are to be made here. Use debit and credit note, yes. Record credit debit note and credit note, yes. And all this you have to, three changes are to be made here. Accept it. For GST, go to statutory and taxation, S. This is a very important part. Enable GST. Write yes here. And set and alter GST details. Yes. Delhi, here it is already mentioned in the question that it is a Delhi based company, Delhi GST, and this is the GST UI number that we have to write there. GST UI number 07 AAA P 512 ZZA. So this is the GST verify. You can press any key. Monthly, quarterly. This is the GST. You have to order it and write yes. These two changes are very important, and write yes whenever we require to include the GST in our question. So yes. Okay. Now we will put the stock items. Press I for stock items. We will create the single, as it is a GST based question, so GST will be included. So let's start with Taj Mahal tea. It will come under the tea pieces applicable. Quantity is 200 at the rate 500. Everything is correct. Red label tea. Red label tea. Under the tea pieces. Yes. Set alter GST, write as yes. It's a food item, so you can write food item. Set and alter GST details must be a yes. HNC, you can write any 4-digit code, as it is not on value taxable. So GST is 12%, IGST, CGST is 6%, SGST is 6%. Next item is Nescafe coffee. It will come under coffee. Set alter GST, yes. Again a food item. HNC code. The HNC code for all the three items must be different. Again 12%, 6% CGST, and SGST as IGST are always distributed equally into CGST and SGST. 100 quantity for 600 value. What we have to do, we have to alter one, uh, alter a Taj Mahal tea, as I have failed to alter the GST drill. Write yes here, again a food item. It will be helpful for us in the HNC code for all the three items must be different. It will be helpful if we put the GST details here only in the further journal entry. 12%. Mind you, we have to alter the GST details in every items, not in groups but in items. So yes, we have made all the journal entries. As you can see, we have made all the journal entry, all the ledger account. We have posted it and made the separate ledger wherever we have to maintain. So let's see our balance sheet. B for balance. Shortcut key is B. So for detailed version, Alt plus F1. This is my balance sheet. Here you can see all the amounts have been posted and the total is equal. Whenever there is a difference, it will be either show in the liability or asset side, not in the total. The total will always be equal. Okay, but here there is no difference. That means I have correctly posted all my values and ledger accounts. There was no loan and liability, so nothing is given here. So as you can see, it is correct. Move to journal entries. We have posted all the ledgers correctly. Let's move to journal entries. We have to record the transactions. Goods purchased from Ram. This is our first transaction. Since Ram is one of our creditors, first it is using GST, so we have to add the GST UIN number, GST number in the RAM. Then we will go to accounts info, press A, then ledgers L, accounts info, ledgers L. Then we have to alter the single ledger, okay, not the multiple ledgers. Alter the single ledger, press A to alter the ledger of RAM. Then we have to include the GST. Nothing have to be altered, only the GST UIN number are to be added. It is given as Z and F. Okay, so this is the GST UIN number that is given in the question. We do not have to do anything, just alter the GST UIN number or enter the GST UIN number and press yes, accept it. Only these changes are to be made in the account of the RAM. Let's move to vouchers. For the vouchers, we will go to accounting vouchers. Here you can see the shortcut keys are given. Payment, whenever we made a payment or receipt whenever we receive some cash. Sales, goods sold. Journal is an entry where nothing payment, no cash is being received and no cash is being paid. So nothing is to be purchase whenever you purchase the good. Credit note are to be used sale for sales return. Debit notes are to be used for the purchase return. So these are some of the keys. So let's here given in the question as we are purchasing the goods from the RAM, so it will be entered in the purchase voucher. Press F9. Press F9. The date here is 1 May 2022. So we are purchasing from RAM. Two more accounts are to be prepared. First, we will go to accounts info, ledgers. Three more are very important: CGST, SGST, IGST. As we are including the CGST, SGST, and IGST here, so We have to create the account. Go to C, press C, single ledger. First, we will start with preparing IGST. It's a type of GST, text type integrated text. Here we have to include 12% only in the IGST, not in the CGST and SGST. Accepted. Now we'll prepare the CGST account. Central tax. Percentage of calculation will be 0, as we have made the percentage of calculation for every stock, like whenever जब हम स्टॉक की वैल्यूज डाल रहे थे तो हमने उसमें ऑलरेडी मेंशन कर दिया था कि हर आइटम में कितना परसेंट जीएसटी लग रहा है, तो वो अपने मन से सीजीएसटी और एसजीएसटी कैलकुलेट कर लेगा। तो हमें इधर 0% डालना है, क्योंकि उधर हमने ऑलरेडी मेंशन कर दिया है कि हर आइटम में कितना परसेंट जीएसटी लग रहा है। फुल्ली एक्सेप्टेड। एसजीएसटी, इट्स अ स्टेट टैक्स. Here also 0%. Only in IGST we will mention the percentage of calculation. हमने SGST और CGST mention कर दिया हर आइटम के लिए, तो इसमें mention नहीं करेंगे. Yes, our three ledger accounts are prepared. Okay, let's go to accounting vouchers. Purchase voucher. RAM. We have to prepare the purchase ledger. We have to prepare the purchase account. So for creating any ledger account, the shortcut key is Alt plus C. Mind you, Alt plus C is the shortcut key. Here we will prepare the purchase account. It will come under the head purchase account. Applicable. Types of supply goods. Yes. The shortcut key to prepare any ledger account is Alt plus C. Ram is purchasing Taj Mahal tea 100 units at the rate 500. And Nescafe coffee 100 pieces. We are purchasing it. Okay. Ram, we are purchasing from Ram. CGST and SGST will calculate automatically. So you can see that CGST and SGST rates are calculated automatically. We do not have to calculate it, or nothing have to be done, as we have already mentioned in each single item about the percentage of calculation CGST and SGST. So we do not have to mention it here. Let's know. Etc. This will be our purchase entry, that we are purchasing. Voucher entry, yes. Next, see, purchase return to RAM, that is purchase return. Okay, so this will be shown in the debit note. F9. Control plus Alt plus F9. So we are purchase return. Date is party name RAM. Since we have to create the ledger for purchase return, Alt plus C is the shortcut key. It will come under the head purchase account. Types of supply goods. Accept yes. What is returning? Taj Mahal tea, right? Taj Mahal tea 10 quantities. Since it is returning, CGST and SGST will also be cancelled. It is cancelled, so this will be our entry. Press yes. Next, it's goods sold to Amita. We are selling the goods to Ravi. Ravi is one of our debtor that we have not mentioned. For this, we have to create the account for the Ravi. Let's go. For creating the account, we know that we have to do Alt plus C. Ravi. It will come under the head sundry debtor. It's an unregistered, as it is mentioned in the question, that it is unregistered under GST. Sales, it will be shown in the sales account, so F8, not in the debit note but in sales account. So F8, sales voucher, not in the debit note. Mind you that it will be shown in the sales voucher. We have to prepare the sales account. Applicable on goods. What we are selling it, Taj Mahal tea, 150 units for 800. Only that must CGST and SGST. It has already calculated us for both the GST and SGST, as this will be our sales entry in the sales voucher, not in the debit note or nothing, but in the sales voucher. Next is goods purchased from there. It's purchase, so it will be shown in the purchase voucher, F9. Date is 1 October. We are purchasing from there. Purchase account has already been created. Just have to select it. Red label tea, 100 units for 1000 each. Nescafe coffee, 50 units for 900. Please change the amount. Here it is given as IGST. We have to calculate the IGST. As I already told you that the IGST have to be calculated. So 12% of 1,45,000 will be 17,400. So the total amount will be 1,62,400. Accepted. This will be the entry for the purchase account. Rent paid through the check. Since it is a payment, mind you, in the question it is given that to all the purchase and sale transaction payment to creditors and receipt are to be done through SBI, that is State Bank of India, and any other payment and receipt are to be done through UCO Bank or cash account. Since it is neither a payment to creditor or debtor or the receipt sale transaction, so it will be done through UCO Bank or through cash. But it is given as through check, so we will do through bank. It's a payment voucher, so press F5. F5. Rent paid through check. It's a simple journal entry that we do, that is rent to bank account. So there we debit the rent account debit to bank account. So here only we have to debit the rent account. We have to first create rent account. It will be an indirect expense that will be shown in the P&L account later on. It is service 1,50,000. It's indirect, came under the head indirect expenses. UCO Bank. So this will be the entry for our payment of rent. Payment made to Ram in full settlement, rupees 2,01,000. In the same way, Ram, we have to write the whole amount since it is given as full settlement. Since it is given as full settlement, we have to write the whole amount that is being that we have to pay it. We have to pay that much amount. We will pay through the SBI account, but we are paying only 2,10,000. the remaining amount. Like we are paying it less than what the actual amount. हम उन्हें पेमेंट कर रहे हैं कम की जितना कि राम का अमाउंट है, जितना उसे हमें लेना है। तो ये हमारे लिए एक इनकम बन गई है, हमारे लिए एक बेनिफिट है कि हम उसको कम पेमेंट कर रहे हैं जितना उसका अमाउंट बन रहा है। तो वो एक डिस्काउंट रिसीव हुआ, हमें एक डिस्काउंट रिसीव हुआ, वो एक इनकम हुई, एक बेनिफिट हुआ। विल क्रेडिट द रिमेनिंग अमाउंट इन डिस्काउंट रिसीव अकाउंट। वी हैव टू क्रिएट दैट अकाउंट, discount received account. It's an indirect income that will be shown in the P&L. It's a benefit for us. So the remaining amount, which is 67,600, will be credited to the discount received account. It's a benefit for us. This will be the entry for the payment to Ram for his full settlement. Goods returned by Amita. It's a sales return. Goods returned by Amita. It's a sales return. So it will be shown in the credit note F8. F8. Date is party name Amita. We have to create the sales return account, Alt plus C. It will came under the sales account. Applicable. What is returned is Taj Mahal tea, 20 quantities for 800 each. We will also cancel the CGST and SGST that he has paid. No. Earlier, we have failed to record the GST number for other like Amita, Ram, and so what we will do is we will alter the account now. Go to accounts info, ledger, then alter Amita account. What we have to do is write the only we have to enter the GSTIN number and nothing else we have to alter in it. 7 RK A1122 1Z. This is important because it will be used in preparing our GST reports. Next account we have to alter is Sumita. For Ram we have already made the alteration and the changes that we have to. This is important for GST reports which we will prepare in the last. B. If I press any number, and the last account that we have to alter is here. Just write the GSTUI number. Or we can do what key you can prepare the single account for every person. Like Amita, you can prepare a single ledger account by going to C and then like this you can prepare a single account for everyone, and under the head write creditors or debtors, whatever it is mentioned. You can do in this way as well. Goods sold to Sumita. Now the next entry is goods sold to Sumita. Nescafe coffee. It is IGST. We have to write IGST. GST is always mentioned here like 6% or 12%. This will be done in the sales voucher since it's sales. Party name is Sumita. Sales account Nescafe coffee 100 units at the rate 800 per pieces. Red label tea 75 units at 1500 per piece. IGST we have to calculate it. We will calculate the IGST in total amount. So 12% of 192,500 will be 23,100. So the total amount will be 2,15,600. This will be entry for the sales. Paid outstanding salary rupees 20,000. The outstanding salary amount was 50,000, but we are paying them 20,000. So remaining will be 30,000. So we are paying 20,000. It will be a payment. It will be done in the payment voucher. Press F5. Since outstanding salary is a liability, we will debit it. To cancel it, we will debit it. And cash, it is not mentioned whether it is to cash, whether it is through cash or the bank. We will assume it as cash. Cash account will be credited. Entry. Next is paid telephone bills 5,000. For telephone bills, we have to create the ledger. Telephone expense with the name telephone expense. It's an indirect expense for us. Goods, no services. It is a service. Telephone expenses 5,000. Again, it is not mentioned whether it is through cash or bank. We will assume it as cash. Received from Sumita in full settlements amount to 2,62,000. We are receiving it as 2,62,000. It's a receipt. We are receiving it, so it's a receipt. So press F6. When we are receiving the cash or bank account, whatever it is, we will always debit the assets and credit the creditor. So, credit the debtor. Credit the debtor as debtor is being cancelled. Debtor is being reduced or cancelled, it will be credited in. And bank account assets is increasing, so it will be debited. So, the normal general entry will be bank account debit to Sumita account. So let's start with Sumita. In full settlements, we have to write the whole amount. So this will be the whole amount, but we are receiving only 2,62,000. Remaining amount. We are receiving less than what the actual amount is. हमें जो पेमेंट मिल रही है वो कम मिल रही है जबकि सुनीता की पेमेंट ज़्यादा है, तो वो एक हमारे लिए एक्सपेंस हुआ. हम डिस्काउंट हुआ, इसे एक डिस्काउंट कहते हैं. डिस्काउंट अलाउड. वी आर getting the less payment than what the actual payment. It's an expense for us. The name is discount allowed. We have to create the account. Discount allowed. It's an indirect expense. It will be in the P&L account. So the round off figure is 3,600 that we are allowing to Sumita. Okay, this will be the entry. Depreciation on building. Depreciation involves neither the cash, we are nothing receiving it, or we are nothing paying it. We are neither paying the cash, neither receiving it. So it's a simple journal entry. So it will neither come in the payment voucher, receipt voucher, purchase or sales voucher. It will come under the journal. Press F7, Alt plus F7. Alt plus F7. When we are the depreciation reduces the value of the fixed assets. So since it is reducing the value of the building, it will be credited and depreciation will be debited. We have to create the account for depreciation. It will come under the indirect expense shown in the P&L. The value will be 10,000, 10% of building. The actual amount of building is 5 lakh. So 10% of 5 lakh will be 50,000. Building account will be credited. This will be the entry for depreciation. We have made all the journal entries. All the transactions have been made. We have created the company. Appropriate ledger and groups have been prepared. Transactions have been entered as voucher type. And let's start with daybook. Daybook. We have to show this daybook, P&L account, balance sheet, ratio analysis, and for this, we will quit it. Press button, quit. Let's see balance sheet B. For detailed version, Alt plus F1. This is by total. My opening total was 14 lakh, but the closing total was less than 14 lakh after we have made the entry for the whole year. So this is our closing balance sheet. My all the entries are correct. I can confirm from this balance sheet because there was neither difference in asset side or liability side. It is not written that difference in opening balance. It is neither written in liability side or asset side. But both the sides are equal. So you can see a lot of changes have been made. New accounts have been formed, duties and taxes. Let's see profit and loss account, P&L account. This is my P&L account for detailed version, Alt plus F1. I got a net loss of 50,500. Can confirm from this that there is a loss of 50,500. Stock summary for detailed version, Alt plus F1. This is the stock that is remaining after the sales and the purchases. Ratio analysis. These ratios have been calculated by the tally itself. We do not have to do anything. It has calculated itself. For daybook, go to display D, trial balance. Here is a trial balance. Detailed, Alt plus F1. This is my detailed version. Daybook D. This is my daybook. You can see you can delete any voucher that you have formed by mistake or there is a mistake in it from this. There is a button for delete. Alt plus D is the shortcut key. You can delete any voucher from here. So I have showed you all the accounts. This is how we solve a question.